Hello, 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 hello. I am not Dr. Janice R. Love, but I am Dr. Bobby Love, and I am your guest host tonight for the Janice R. Love Show.
Let's go.
Hello, hello, hello again. I'm Dr. Bobby Love, and I am your guest host on tonight on the Janice R. Love Show, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Dr. Janice R. Love, also known as the First Lady Coach. And I have been equipping seasoned pastors' wives to have the clarity, the confidence, and the courage to walk boldly into the destiny for which she was chosen by being perfectly who God created her to be. So, welcome my host once again, everyone.
I'm glad to be back, y'all. Now, y'all do know that this is dangerous to have me as the co-host. No, the guest host. Excuse me. I'm not the co-host. I'm the guest host. So I get to ask.
Co-host?
No, I'm going to ask all the questions tonight. I'm in charge tonight. So, as many of you know, a great thing has happened this past week. Dr. Janice has retired from her day job, let's say, after 22 long years of service. And I thought it would be good to come on and ask her some questions so that we could kind of delve into this whole retirement thing. So as you're coming in, we hope you're coming in on all of the platforms that she has. And I'm so glad to see you all when you come in. So let us know that you're in and everything. But as we talk about retirement,
okay, let's see comments.
and let's see some comments. Okay, and please leave comments. So she's got to coach me along, right?
All right. Yeah. So tonight we are going to be talking about.
Tonight we're going to be talking about an exclusive interview, which I'm doing with you. And what it does is talks about why a reassignment is better than retirement. So that's what our topic is tonight. And I'm just glad to be here.
Welcome.
All right. So we want to get started?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
What you want to ask me?
Well, I think the first thing, first of all, I want to say congratulations. Such a fabulous send-off that we had at Swope Health Services. I was touched. The family was touched. So many people came, and that boardroom was so full of people that they were standing room only. But nevertheless, you got it like that. And what I want to do is kind of open up. Let's talk about the retirement. Let's talk about the decision. How hard was the decision to retire? Let's talk about
so
that.
First of all, I call it a reassignment rather than retirement.
Yeah.
Because every time I tell somebody I've been retired, oh my gosh, you're too young. But that has nothing to do with it. God has simply reassigned me to do something else. So you asked how hard it was to make the decision. Right. I've been in the process of making this decision for about 5 years.
Yeah, she's been doing it.
Yeah, we were really on kind of like a 5-year plan. And, I do feel like that sometimes I delayed it a little longer than I had hoped to.
Yes, she did.
But, sometimes you get a little afraid. You get afraid because you've been dependent on something for so long. So many times we forget that we're really dependent on God, not a job. But after you've had one for 22 years, you can feel like that you have to have it, right? But at the same time, as you know more than anybody, I was burning the candle at both ends, way back.
Wait just a minute, not both ends. You was burning the candle on this end, you was burning the candle on this end, and then there was 2 other candles burning it in the middle.
Yeah.
That candle was waxed out. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So it's been a long process. I will say this though, and I admire you for this, that even though you were burning the candle on all of those, Swope not once, that you gave them 110%.
Yeah.
So you didn't cheat them on time or anything like that. They got that. Matter of fact, what was so impressive to me was to hear the story of individuals where you had one time, one of the positions you had as vice president where you had 22 direct reports. Then when you come out of that role, they had to go hire 4 people just to do what you were doing. So that's phenomenal. You was a bad mama jamma.
Thank you. But no, I just have an energy level, and God has given me that energy level.
Yeah.
You know, there was no way I could have been writing books, trying to run a
Right.
ministry, working a full-time, very taxing job where it took a lot of my energy. There's no way I could have did that, you know, but God gave me that grace, that ability to do several things at one time. I mean, not even mentioning parenting in between of all of that.
Right.
And so I think God just sustained me.
You don't forget too, you was wifing too.
Yeah, I was wifing.
Hey.
I was wifing.
Okay, I digress.
Yes, I was wifing. And again, there were sometimes though I felt like I was cheating you all, because on weekends I was working.
Yeah,
right.
You were.
As soon as I get home from work every day, I go to my office.
Yeah.
I'm writing. I'm doing a live. I'm doing something. So there were times I felt like I was cheating you all, but again, you were still smiling.
I was smiling because, you know, from a scriptural perspective, you know, it reminds me of the story of Nehemiah. And I would say you was Nehemiah, and that you was on the wall, and I knew that you was working on something, so you couldn't come down. So I just wanted just to get in there and pick up the slack and do whatever I could to help you. And my hat's off to you.
Right. But thank you for cooking. And everybody knows you are the chef in this family.
Yes.
And again, I come home tired some days and have to go to do the next. But my dinner would always be waiting on me. In fact, I could smell it. Could smell it from the room and be running down.
Now, see, you got to owe that to your mother-in-law, because, you know, Mama had all sons, and she made sure that all of us knew how to do that kind of thing.
You got it good.
All righty. All right.
Okay.
And again, as you come in, be sure to leave us something in the chat box. Let us know you're there, and we'll get on to the next question. So next question that I have for you is that tell your audience, you know, when a person is contemplating or making a major shift like this, and then use your words where you call it a reassignment, kind of tell us what your process was. What was your thought processes, and what kind of pushed you into going ahead and making that decision?
Well, I mean, so I started this journey, I don't even know how long ago, even when I wrote my first book for stepmoms, right? And as soon as I wrote my book for stepmoms, then people began contacting me, other stepmoms, can you help me, kind of a thing. And even then, when I wrote a book about divorce, the same thing happened. And then as I walked into this season, when I wrote the book about pastors' wives, then the same thing happened. So I kept seeing God expanding my territory. And even when I came up with the name Pearls Perfected, my thought process was that I wanted to provide a safe place for women. And this is based on James 1:4.
Count it all joy.
Yeah, no, count it all joy is James 1:2.
Yeah, it is. All right, scriptorial. Yeah, that's why she's the first lady, y'all.
Yeah, but it talks about let patience have a perfect work. That you may be perfect and entire, lacking nothing.
Right.
And when I think about that, I think about the things that women go through, the challenges that we go through. And many of my challenges have been around relationships, either, again, being a new stepmom, being a divorced and remarried wife, and also, again, being a pastor's wife. And those, I would say, when we look at James 1:2, troubles.
Yeah.
Right. Count it all joy when you go through diverse temptations. One version says, and this is the version I love the most.
Okay.
It's from the easy version. And it says, my Christian friends, remember to be happy, even with many kinds of trouble happen to you. Troubles can help you. And then when I think about that, how my life was enriched and blessed, and I've been able to enrich and bless others' lives just because of the troubles I've had.
Yeah.
And so I'm not out there by myself. There were other women who have troubles. So as I began to develop this concept of Pearls Perfected, I wanted to give women a safe place where, again, they could develop that patience, that they could work through their troubles, and again, that they would be perfected, not as in being perfect, right? Because none of us are perfect, but perfected, meaning that we lack nothing.
Right.
Okay. And so I've seen God do a little bit at a time. And part of it had to do with me just sitting my little self down and listening.
Mm-hmm.
And as I began to do a little bit more of that, because I'm a doer, I'm doing all the time. So when I sat and just started to be, and listen to the direction that God wanted me to go, that's when I started to see this process taking place. Okay. Yeah. So as I began to develop clients, as I began to develop coaching programs, as I began to counsel one-on-one, I could see God slowly saying, I'm going to take care of you if you leave Swope.
Yeah. Right.
You know, just when I would want to give up some time, I get a new client.
Yeah.
And so the thought process has just been to wait on God, and then not use God as an excuse for not moving forward. Right. You know, sometimes we'll say, I'm gonna pray about it, and pray about it, and pray about it, and pray about it, and use that as an excuse for not moving forward. But there's a version of Ecclesiastes 11:4 says that if you wait for perfect conditions, you will never get anything done.
You'll be paralyzed.
And so I had to stop waiting for perfect conditions and just move and progress as God wanted me to.
Well, good for you. You've done a good job on that. And again, let me say to the audience, again, we want you to leave some comments and
our questions.
Or if you have some questions, put those down. And then also get on that phone and call some people. They need to hear this story tonight and bring them on out with you. So again, we're glad that you're here. Another question that we want to have, and again, we are sharing the reassignment story of Dr. Janice Love, who just recently retired from her day job. It's not a retirement, as she just so eloquently stated. It is a reassignment. So what I want to do is ask this question. Okay. This is kind of the elephant in the room.
Okay.
You've said that a lot of your colleagues that you work with, it's, oh my God, you're leaving, and oh my God, you're so young, and why are you doing this and all that? So the elephant in the room, now that you've got this reassignment, tell us what you're going to be doing. Tell us about now what?
Well, first of all, I am going to be expanding Pearls Perfected. So when I think about my job in itself, the jobs that I've had over the years, I've had at least 8 to 10 jobs at Swope when I was working there. And each time I got a promotion. I got a promotion. Each time I got a promotion. Each time I served more people. So when I was just head of one department, I only had a few people, right? So then when I took over compliance, I had everybody in the organization. Right. Then when I went to vice president of operations, I had everybody in the, most of the people in the organization.
Yeah.
So moving from there to some of the other things I did, and then finally landing as a director of learning and development, I had an impact on everybody in the organization. They had to meet me coming in the door. They also had to even meet me going out the door, right? They also would call me for various things. I got to do a lot of one-on-one coaching. I got to do a lot of, one-on-one kinds of things. And I think we got a connection. We might have a connection problem here.
Yeah, someone has indicated that they were having connection issues.
Okay.
Wow. Sorry about that, y'all.
It might be us.
It's probably us.
So I can reconnect the wire if we need me to. Okay. Can you just talk while I reconnect the wire?
Absolutely.
Talk.
You sure you want to leave me with your audience?
We do our best.
Well, again, while we're fixing our technical issues, let me be the first to again say we're very grateful that you're here with us on tonight. And this is a user error because it was plugged up earlier. And if that works a little bit better, would you let us know in the chat box?
Hey, Levon.
All righty. So let me address a few of those. We got somebody said, hi, peeps. Glad to see you. And then we have someone that understands this journey, and they said, welcome to the club.
All right.
And then, of course, we're very grateful to the person that posed the question, was anybody having connection issues?
Thank you.
So thank you for that. And so we certainly hope that we've got those taken care of. So you've been having this burden on you to create.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, I didn't finish my question.
Oh, okay.
Answer. Okay, so each time I got promoted again in my job, I wanted to serve more people. I wanted to have a more of an impact on more people, and God enlarged my territory there. So the same thing has happened in my journey as being an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a counselor. Okay. So again, when I first started out, I was only ministering to stepmoms.
Right. That's right.
And then from there, I began to minister to pastors, to divorced women, especially those who had experienced divorce in the church. And then I went on to pastors' wives. And so each time I have felt some kind of way about having to silo the groups.
Right.
Okay. So if I was just working with stepmoms, they might not have been a pastor's wife. They might not have been divorced before. Right. And so each time I felt myself having to silo. And even as I have been working with pastors' wives for several years, yes, I have made an impact. In fact, I have made a huge impact to the point that I am feeling like pastors' wives are good.
Right.
You know, and I thank God that I've been able to contribute to that. But I've gotten so many notes and messages and things from people who say, I'm not a pastor's wife, but I so resonate with the things that you talk about. And again, if we think about life from a trouble perspective, we as women experience all kinds of trouble, whether it is physical trouble with our health, right? Or it is spiritual challenges that we have, whether it's emotional, intellectual, even with our careers. We experience challenges, we experience these troubles. And so now what I am doing is moving more towards helping women who are experiencing troubles and giving them that safe place. Not only giving them that safe place, but there are women who I have ministered to through the First Lady Coach, that they are at a point now where they are ready to serve. They are ready to give back. But there's too many complications for them to do that, right? They want to do something similar to what I'm doing, but they don't want to have to do all this work that I've had to do. So I want to help women who have experienced, Christian women, because we pray, right? I want to help Christian women. I want to give them a safe place where they can turn their troubles into what I call blessings. And the blessings not only for them, but they'll be able to help somebody else who may be going through the same journey. So I'm going to be doing this by expanding Pearls Perfected. So you're going to hear a lot more about it. I'm going to take that time to be quiet and let God minister to me and be very clear. But I am excited about where this journey is going to take.
I can tell.
And it's going to keep me plenty busy, right? I'm not going to even have time to worry about anything else, right? Because I'm going to be totally focused on this, because I think this is exactly where God wants me to be. And this is where this journey has taken me along the way.
I'm so happy to hear you say that, and so happy to see how the Lord is increasing your territory. That means a whole lot. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're going to be a blessing to many women, and especially those who are married to pastors or ministers, or those who are married to influence.
Yeah, but even beyond that, it's not just wives anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
It's women who have
He's
experienced.
expanded it.
Yes, it's women who have experienced challenges.
Yes.
That again, God wants to use those challenges and troubles to not only bless them, right? But also to be a blessing to others. So I'm excited about that journey. And I'm so excited that at this point in my life, I get to take all the gifts that He's given me over the years, whether it's the teaching aspect, whether it is the organizational aspect, even the knowledge that I have gained by being a director of learning for years, that I can bring all these things together and be able to deliver something that I think will make a difference in women's lives.
Beautiful. That is beautiful. So there again, to those who are tuned in, here you have heard it first. It's been my distinct pleasure to be here with you. And I don't know if what you do on your show after this, and I'm sure you don't want to let me still have the reins.
What you want to say?
Well, I don't want to say anything. I'm being on best behavior because I want to come back and be a guest host again.
So how does this, I mean, so were you nervous about me retiring?
No, not really. I think I probably in a support mode, and I want to throw this out to husbands and to the wives who are listening. A lot of times, I think we as husbands, we are not as supportive as we need to be when our wives have an idea or something. And I think God had prepared me for this. I've seen your tenacious spirit that you have, and this resonated so that I really wanted to get behind you. So whatever you needed. So my anxiety level, especially because we pray about this every morning, I feel that God is in the middle of this. So I want to do everything I can to support you. Now, what that did do in the early stages, I felt myself trying to creep in and have my little 2 cents on it. But the Lord showed me that I need to step back, that this is your baby. Let me support. And when you need something, I want to be there to support. So I'm your number one cheerleader. So you go, girl. You go get it. You go get it.
All right. So, yeah, I was even more nervous about making the changes, because that changes our lives.
Yeah,
right?
It does.
I mean, from financially, at least in the beginning, anyway. And so I was kind of nervous about that, because I was like, we're at a point in our lives where we can travel, we can do a lot of things, and that income helps.
Yes.
But you know what? God's got us.
But you know what? We're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all right.
We're gonna trust God and hey, I'm like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Even if it don't, we're still gonna be all right.
That's right. God's got us.
Yes.
Yeah. So you actually did a pretty decent interview. You didn't act up tonight?
No, not too much. I'm getting a little bit better, and I think I acted up enough at church today. I'm kind of wore out.
Y'all know what he preached about today? His question was, his topic was, I need a drink. All right, so I'm not gonna say anything about that. You can check out Second Baptist Church of Olathe .org, Second Baptist Church of Olathe on YouTube, and check that out. But it was a good sermon. I was feeling it myself.
All right. I preached myself happy. Y'all.
Right, and the first thing I said to you after church was, I need a drink. Anyway, thanks for those who if you watch this and you helped me celebrate my retirement. And it was so nice of our church today to give me a second retirement party. Yes, so I am excited about just being the first lady of such a wonderful church.
Yes.